All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Mimosa Hotline with business besties. Ronnie Bartles, the business strategist. Ashley Rhoda, your brand strategist, where we go live talking about everything from business, branding, marketing, our expertise, to life and just what's going on in the world, hot topics, things our clients are talking about, things that we're working on, and debuting all of the new exciting things that we have done to this show. So on that note, we now have a hotline for you to call that's active and working. So you can call in, leave questions, comments, things that you want us to discuss, things that you want us to bring a guest expert in on, things that you want our support on, because while we sit here as your business besties, ready to support you in any way that we can, we're also experts and happy to share our experience and knowledge with you. We have swag that was approved and debuted last time. We're going to have hats and mugs for you. We have a new website in the making that behind the scenes we just decided we will be posting live. And as of next Thursday, which will be April 6th, we will actually have that up and running for you to jump in virtually into our little lounge space, enjoy, take a look around, see everything that's there. And let's see what else. Eventually we will actually make this podcast the podcast that it's supposed to be, and share the 33 episodes as of today into an audio-based platform for you to enjoy too. But I am so freaking proud of us. Like, just listing all of that off, I have to say, from where we've been, no makeup, on our couches, bitching to each other, having Mimosa Hotline, to this, girl,
we've come a long way in less than a year.
What was it? 90 days was our trajectory. Like, honestly, it's been,
well, I mean, it's even less than a year than when we started even doing this period. Like, I think we started June, July, something like that.
Oh, the live episode, or sorry, the Facebook and the video and the thing. Sorry.
Yeah. This platform, this platform.
That. Yes. Yes, I think so. I mean, well, we could just go back, and I'm not doing the math, but wait, I could do the math. If there's 52 weeks in a year and we go live every week and we're at 33, then yes, less than a year.
I mean, there were a few weeks that we skipped, but not many.
Sure. Life. So hello, viewer. I see you. Hello, hello. Those of you joining us live or on the replay, please know the comment section is for you. It's for you to engage with us, to ask us questions, to say like, oh my God, yes, I love that. Or what the hell are you talking about? We will take all of the above. Let's see. Things that we wanted to dive into today. Do you want, just as, I don't know, the one thing that's top of my mind, you mentioned you just went to a TEDx talk. Do you want to share with us about that? I think that's a great place to start.
Yeah, well, so I mean, I will say I went to TEDx yesterday. It was an all afternoon thing. We have a TEDx here in Charleston that like they do once a year, like they do all the TED conferences, and everybody loves TED, you know, like we all have seen the Simon Sinek, the Brene Brown, like we've all seen them. And so they've started them kind of all over the country, and we have them here in Charleston. And this year's theme was reemergence. And I mean, you go on YouTube and you see all the videos of all the great, you know, TED Talks that have gone viral, and they're amazing. I will tell you, when you go live and you see 20 of them all in a row, boring. It's really boring.
Oh man, just so you know, Angie, one of our business besties and top viewers, is with us live. So hey, Angie, shout out to you. We're with you. So just so you know, say hello, people. We'll include you in the conversation.
Yep.
So you were bored out of your mind.
I was pretty bored, I will say. So
was it the redundancy of another pitch after another pitch after another pitch? Was it that it was too scripted? Was it that no one said anything original? Was it like everybody wants to be a speaker?
So I will say, because the topic was reemergence, this particular one, and I think this was just particular to it, because of the theme, it was heavy. Like all the talks were about like suicide prevention and talking to teens about having hard conversations and like, how do you deal with grief? And like, so it was heavy.
And you're an empath just sitting there in the room.
Right.
Like, ah!
So it was heavy. And granted, I mean, you know, all of the ideas we're sharing, because that's what TED is about, were amazing. They were great ideas. It was just a lot of heavy, as well as I will say, because with TED, kind of how TEDx works is they have a coach. So once you get approved to be a speaker, you spend like 6 months with a coach in getting your idea and talk very like succinct and rehearse. Like you rehearse for like 6 months and like you do a 15-minute talk and then they cut you down to 10 and then you have to rework it so that you're very succinct on what you do. So it felt like everybody was very rehearsed. Like that, I think that's what was so boring to me is like it felt like everybody just memorized their whole talk and was very rehearsed the whole time.
I see. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, we're up to 4 viewers.
Oh wow. Hi. So I will say
everyone so that we can include you in this conversation.
Yes, please.
So it was very scripted, you said. Now I'm
Yeah.
curious. So not to just be annoying today, but like, do you mean scripted in that they were so well? Oh, we have Eddie. Good morning, Edie. Oh my God, I always do that. Edie, I'm going to get this right. Edie, it is Edie. And I have been messing up this beautiful woman's name for like 4 months and she's been so nice to me. No, it's not okay. Today it stops. Good morning, Edie. Nice to see you. Edie is our gala girl. I will tell you more about that too.
Oh.
But was it so rehearsed in the TEDx talks that it was just like scripted, or was that and missing the personality of like giving a talk, or what was it in the over rehearsed? Just so,
I think
like,
it was
and succinct.
I think it was so scripted.
Yeah.
Like, and granted, it was also a super heavy topic for most people. So they're like, to be entertained, you want some humor, and like they try to interject some humor in them, and like
you can't really be humorous.
It's hard, you know. I mean, there were a few things that were cute, you know, but it is hard to do. And so, I mean, and I feel terrible because everybody loves TED. And I feel like this is a very unpopular opinion that I was bored out of my mind.
No, it's good to have an opinion, and it's good to not just be a bobblehead of society and be like, oh yeah. Now but this is true for everything, right? Like even with TEDx talks, there's good ones, there's bad ones, there's viral ones. We're not picking on the viral ones or any of it. It's just an experience. And different cities might be hosted differently, like how it was. But I'm also curious because reemergence with the topics that you mentioned, such as suicide, grief, all these things, that's not how I would have defined reemergence.
I didn't really either.
Was it like reemergence post-COVID? Like reemergence from what? Your cocoon, your hangover, like what?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that like, so most people in the talks had an event happen that then they came out of it with a mission or an idea or a platform to try and move forward. So I think that was where the reemergence is coming from.
Okay. So like their personal breakthrough that helped them see things in a new way.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So words, people, words. I would not have
I'm really glad I went. It was a great experience to kind of see, because I eventually one day would love to do a TED talk and kind of look at it and go, okay, well, you know, I've seen all of these people, and granted, mine would be so like business centric and kind of my platform of things. So it wouldn't be heavy. So it wouldn't like, I could have had a topic that would be reemergence, you know, within what I do or what we do, because we're in transformation space. But this is not how they structured the program. And it was just interesting to kind of see how everybody approached their talk.
Yeah.
You know, how rehearsed they were, how they really chunked things down into the storytelling kind of timeline of stuff. It was just interesting as a learning experience more than anything.
Could you also like pick out the structure template after everybody had done theirs? Like, okay, we have the hook, we have the intro, we have the first, make it over the hump point.
Well, and you kind of like go through the hero's journey of things, but then at the end, like, here are the 3 things to overcome this, you know, like that kind of, you know, that kind of very structured thing of like, here's my advice on these 3 things, or this is what you can do, that kind of stuff.
Well, I want to know, Angie and Edie, tell us in the comments, have you been to a TEDx talk? Do you want to have a TEDx talk? Speaking, are you speakers? Like how do you feel about the speaking things going on in the world right now? Let us know. Tell us what you think on what we've shared so far. And if you're driving, don't do that, but just warning. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
So,
and you've been saying that you want to have your own TEDx talk. So
yeah,
did
I would
it
love to.
inspire you at all to be like, okay, this would be my topic. This is what I would do. Did you get like vibes? Cause I know honestly, it sounds so bad, but when I see other people do things and either I'm watching to say like, oh, I love this, or oh, I didn't like this, I'm always thinking in my mind of like, okay, this is my way of doing X, Y, and Z. Also, sorry to interrupt, but Edie says, I have only watched on YouTube. Perfect. So yeah,
most people.
Same.
Yeah.
I haven't been to an in-person one, but could be fun. So,
different experience than what you like see on their YouTube channel, which is, it's just interesting in that way. Cause it's just a different experience, like being there than because I, you know, you listen to TED Talks all the time on YouTube, or like when you search for something. I mean, everybody has seen Simon Sinek Start With Why, right? Like the golden circle of leadership, which is amazing because he's an amazing speaker.
Or also the difference of edited video, you know, where they're up close or far away versus just seeing someone generically human, like talking in front of you can be kind of. Oh my gosh, we have Kathleen in the house too. Good morning, Kathleen. She says, I love TEDx. Perfect. So hello, ladies. Nice to have you with us. I'm glad that you're here. And thanks for hopping in this chat, because that's how we can stay with you. So back to the point. Sorry to interrupt you like 1,000 times.
No, that's
your
TEDx
totally talk. What did you walk away with? Any idea?
I mean, I think that the purpose of TED is like ideas we're sharing, right? Like, so, and then we've talked about this, and we've actually talked about this a lot in your business in the last 2 weeks, of like, what platform do you stand on? What movement do you stand on? And like, you know, we've talked about being the CEO of simplicity and kind of, you know, looking at those. I mean, mine would be so business centric, of like simplifying business and like standing on that kind of platform, either that or marketing as a science as opposed to a creative. Like those are two good platforms that I could have a talk on either one. You know, and you kind of like, I could have, with my CEO of simplicity kind of platform, could have actually worked really well in a reemergence kind of topic, right? Like, what you do like could have worked really well in that kind of topic. What Shauna does could have been a good TED Talk for that kind of topic.
Yeah. And I wouldn't limit yourself to just business. I mean, CEO of simplicity, while you're in my business helping me, man, it has made even life simplified. You know, it's like, wow, okay. It's that business life balance thing that we all know is not 50-50, but just the things that we do in business are also the things we do in life. And we can't say that we're just, you know, stark black and white difference when my CEO hat is on versus when my She-Hawk hat is on. No, personal, professional. So yeah, I love that your two platforms. Now to clarify, in case anyone is having like a weird word mix, we're not talking platform as like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. We're talking different like platform. What is the movement that you would stand behind or be the leader of, like a thought leader, a trailblazer on? So Angie, Edie, Kathleen, is there something in your world that you're like, oh my God, if I could be the thought leader, the movement leader of this is what it would be? Or also replayers, what would your platform be? What's that thing that you just, God, you could wake up every morning and fight for, or be passionate about? I don't mean just like, you know, negative fight. By all means, get scrappy when you need to. But,
I mean, you got to be passionate about it.
Yeah. Like, what are those things? We're finding a whole new platform in my business as well that has been very exciting. You know, once you know you, go do you, like without a standard template of what success looks like, but finding your way of doing things. And I'm getting really excited about it. So that's another thing, but I love that. So
it was a great experience. I'm really glad I went. I promptly went and drank afterwards. And so I'm not at the top of my game today because I do have a little bit of a hangover. I'm just going to be completely honest here.
That is why we have Mimosa Hotline. So I wish I could pour you a cup of tea, get you hydrated, like things. Or do you just need the Bloody Mary thing today?
Oh, you like hair of the dog kind of thing? No, I don't. I'm kind of over it. I'm over the hump, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't really like Bloody Marys. This might be a bad thing again to speak to. So anyone throw me off the show
It
immediately.
would be,
There's so many reasons. Number one, I just don't love consuming tomato like
yeah,
that.
I don't look,
Like
I'm not a Bloody
I'm
Mary
not
fan.
like the like consistent, I don't know what it is, but I'm not the tomato base. On
Mm-mm.
top of it, there's like an entire bush of like adornment at the top that you like
Yeah, the ones
off or like what you do. I don't know, but like just
when you get them here in Charleston, it's like getting a meal because there's shrimp in them and oysters sometimes and like
okay.
celery, like there's all kinds of stuff in it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not a Bloody Mary fan either. If I'm doing next morning brunch stuff, I'm doing mimosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still have to do one of those mimosas
Yeah.
about that.
About
I
that.
love it. Well, I don't see anyone sharing about their platform passion. So except I do know these ladies pretty well, so I can almost speak to them. I know Angie is very philanthropic and loves the arts. I know Edie as well loves the gala, the nonprofit and philanthropic event space. And then Kathleen, oh my God, I can't wait for you to meet. But like, try to think of her platform. She's given me so many over the last 10 years. Like, I'm just trying to think, what if I'm gonna really have to think about that one. But if I gave Kath, I don't think it's, I don't know that she's gonna want me to say that one, but that would be fun. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'll just whisper it, but then I'll read what she just shared. Kathleen, one of my favorite things she's ever told me, she was my business coach for the last 10 years. So I'm currently about to be 35. So I've been with her since 25 to 35 years of age. And one of my favorite things she taught me early in business, I'd have dates, I'd have life, I'd have things going on. And she'd be like, honey, we get paid, then we get laid. So you're going to send your invoice and then you're going to go on your date. And I was like, oh my God, like, loved it, but it was iconic. I will never forget it. But she said eloquently, I tend to be passionate about whatever I'm doing. Right now, I'm striving for 100% of my 40 plus contractor students to pass their tests. So this is really cool. Kathleen is part of the SBDC or Small Business Development Center. She's one of the mentors. She ran a very successful multi-million-dollar flooring company located in Portland, Oregon. Family business that passed down through the generations, and she became like iconically known for it. In Portland, one of our icons is the Pittock Mansion, and she did the restoration of the floor there, and it's like this big, awesome, beautiful, beautiful mansion. Well, it's a mansion on an outlook, but it's not a mansion, it's a thing. I don't know. I don't know the history well enough, but I know that that's like a huge, awesome thing. But now one of the programs was she had a lot of general contractors and contractors coming in. I believe it's for their CDL license. No, that's driving.
That's driving.
GC licensing, I believe it's that, but specify what the test is. But basically she went in and there was like 0% of people passing this thing. She, because of her contract background, she was able to speak the language, put it in a way, simplify it, simplify it. And now she's got, I think, like an 80% conversion rate. Like, it's wild. So she took the program over, they've recorded it, they're making it a standardization. They're considering selling it to different organizations to have as like a base training, very similar to like the work you and Jim are doing with just that licensing in the industry. So very, very awesome. So yeah, that's a great platform. But yeah, and sometimes our platforms change, right? Seasons and reasons. Maybe like, I'm going to throw one out there. Sorry to be controversial on this ones, but women's rights, like whatever it is that you want to support in that might be something right now. Whatever you want to support in that, that's a big thing. Right. So just to clarify, she says it's the CCB licensing and she's at 98%.
Nice.
Yeah, we have powerful people that watch us and are with us and involved. So it's very exciting. So love that. Yeah. So 2 points away. Go girl. Get it. It's like one person in the back of the room, side eye.
Right.
So I love that. So platforms though, you know, I think that's the other thing that takes you from being a side hustle entrepreneur to a CEO is when you can put a platform behind the work that you're doing. Right. You're not just a brander, you're a brander with a mission. You're not just a marketing expert, you're a marketing expert with a passion and a mission. And I think that also goes into the whole thing of how many people have written values, vision, and mission statements. That's a huge thing that like people talk about. And if you noticed, I said it in a specific order. We've all heard mission, vision, values. Do you have them? But I actually think it's backwards. Our values are what dictate everything that we do. So the values should be decided before the vision and mission, because that's how you're going to execute those.
Yep.
But even that, I'd be so curious. Those of you with us in our lounge space, I don't want to call it the comment box. That sounds so, but in the lounge space.
They're in the bar.
Yeah, at the bar. That's amazing. And it is a bar. So that's a cute play on words. Okay, those of you at the bar, good morning. Hello. Or those of you on the replay, how many of you can say, yes, I have clear values, vision, and mission statements for my business? Are you still being entrepreneurial and it's time to expand into having those established? Or do you have them currently? I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at our notes here. So TEDx. Success, but boring. You also got to see your platform and what idea you would bring to them and share.
Right.
So helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really glad I went, and it's, and great afternoon that it was nice to go kind of see how it was, but I was not expecting what I got.
Yeah, that's a brutal topic. I mean, again, did they not have a definition of reemergence? Was it just like the word?
Nope.
It was like TEDx reemergence.
Topic is reemergence.
Who knows?
Right.
Oh,
yeah. Well, and that's kind of the part of the process with TEDx. Like they give these themes and it's your interpretation of them, right?
Okay.
So, okay. I actually even applied to speak for this TEDx, and I don't even remember what I apply. I think I probably applied with something around like marketing, and I don't know. I don't even remember what it was because it was months and months ago.
Now that you can like do it again and get that like that now you have the differentiation.
And when you do the application process, they tell you the topic, and part of the application process is this is your interpretation of this, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder, and I don't know the back end of the logistics of how they review those, but I wonder if they get all the submissions in, and when they find, about 20 that are kind of all in the same realm, that they then lump them together in those. So they're kind of looking for a theme or a trend of how many actually applications within that got. I don't know that selection process, but that's my guess.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
It would make sense.
It's a way that it could be structured. We have connections on the inside now. We could ask about that, but I don't know either. Referring to the bar, our ladies at the bar, Kathleen says, passionate delivery to clients will get you referrals. So absolutely agree. Edie says, based on her values, vision, and mission, it's incomplete. She's sort of got the 30,000 foot view, but it's not documented. So, you're not alone. Many people are that way. This is my thing, so I know that I've done this differently. I will tell you where it all kind of was inspired from. It actually comes from eWomen Network, a networking organization that I am and will be a part of for years. She was very passionate about her values, and she brought in, who has that? Dana Dwighter Owen, who is the CEO of something awesome huge that I can't think of right now. I'm going to claim that I have a hangover, but I don't. Anyways, no, wait. Oh, it's shoot. When you can see the logo, but you can't think of the name.
Yes.
Anyways, who cares? Huge. If anyone can look it up really fast, Dana Dwighter Owen, it's like, I don't know. It was undercover boss. She did all the things. Anyways, she was saying that was what set her apart in her business, was having those clear values that she could teach from the top and build the business with, but also have it trickle down in the business for company culture. I've looked at things such as, business at Nike, Chanel, everything. There's a clear value system when you're working with those industries or those businesses that really make a difference. As we've been building out some of the exciting things and iconic details, that freebie we were talking about, Edie, I've got something really exciting coming up for you. So one of the things I actually do when I'm building out brands, I call it brand strategy, because in truth, the strategy behind a business and brand is their values, vision, and mission. That's a strategy. That's how they're trying to get it into the world. And we were talking about, we are currently revamping some of the free resources that I give out. So we have a new branding process explained, where I explain every step of the process and how to move through it, what you need and in what order. Then we have the psychology of color, which is so vital, because just because your favorite colors are pink and green or whatever it is, does not mean that those should be the colors that represent the business and brand. And the next one was actually because of Ronnie. She wanted me to dive deeper into the values, vision, and mission, but in the way that we're currently working with it, there's no time to do so. So she was like, Ashley, you should make this another freebie on the lifestyle side, where it would be values, vision, and mission met with your personal standards, desires, and goals. It's kind of the personal version. So we all have this. What we were noticing as we were building the enhancements and iconic details is there's values that are for myself as a branding agency, and there's also a few values that are more life-based. So I'm really excited
and they align.
to know that this is coming. So Edie, just hang on with me.
I know, I'm so excited about that one.
That one's, it's good. I'm going to make myself not have superhuman ambition here and say I'll have it out by end of next week. Probably we're getting all of these finalized and things. So the first two I mentioned, branding process explained and psychology of color, will be done by end of day tomorrow, up on the website and everything soon. And then that new one will get up, but I've got just some tech stuff that we're going to talk about literally after the show to get those to you, but that's coming. So I'm really excited about that one. And there will be a final one. There's going to be 4 total that we're revamping. So yeah, side tangent. That was fun.
No, I'm excited about that one.
Well, it was such a good idea. And thank you for witnessing it to see it. Because sometimes, you know, it's right in front of your face. You just don't know. And then somebody else is like, hello, it's right there.
Right.
Like, oh. So I'm very excited about that. But that will help you to establish the values, vision, and mission for your business, and also the same in your personal life, and see where the complement, overlap, what is there for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So shall we transition to your friend that had the little Facebook issue?
Yeah. So this is the second friend I've had this happen to in the last 4 years, I think. So my photographer friend that does all of my photos, who I mean, and like we all do, because we're in the personal business, we use our personal Facebook for business, and we build those contacts there. And whether she got hacked or not, she says she got hacked and they closed her account for violation of terms from a hack. If that's the case, I don't know. Like Facebook doesn't tell you that, but she lost her personal account of like 5,000 contacts that she had, friends that, and that's the limit. Like you can't have more than 5,000 contacts on Facebook, by the way, which is weird. I don't understand that, but whatever. Granted, I don't know 5,000 people, but
yeah, currently don't know that many.
But she had built a network on her personal page, and she also had business pages as well. But as we all know, Facebook does not prioritize business pages in their algorithm. Hence, we all tend to do business on our personal pages because they get more traction. So she did have business pages, but she didn't have a second admin backup. So since she lost her personal account, she has lost access to all of her business accounts as well. Everything.
I need to take a moment of silence for that gut punch. Ooh.
Wow. Let's look at the positive side. It's a nice new fresh start.
That needs a cocktail. I don't know about the nice fresh start. The positive is that you can now have a cocktail for a good reason. Yeah. Okay, so a couple of things to talk about because there are so many coaches and gurus out there that say to leverage your personal page.
Yes.
And what is it about that? Is it the making the offer? Is it saying I have a sale? Like what part was the breach of terms?
No idea.
Okay.
And Facebook
So
won't tell you.
tell everybody what it means to have a second admin because you and I get that, but they don't know it. So break that
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. So, okay. So as a person, so you can't have a business page without having a Facebook
Personal
profile.
account.
Yeah. Like, I
Right.
mean, so when you create your business page on Facebook,
Or any page.
whether it's your business, it's a group, whatever it is, you then are the admin of that page because you created it.
Yeah.
And you have different roles on that page because you might have a team that helps you, say, with your social media, and you might have somebody that is an editor that can come in and, post things.
Or in this case, even a friend, like
Right. Even if
that you trust that you can own
just somebody. Well, so in the business side of Facebook, Meta, let's call it actually what it is. In the business side of Meta, there's a whole hub for business over there that, they have the business manager that you can manage all pages that you are admins on. Like there are a lot of business tools in Meta that it's actually almost kind of confusing, but it actually, unless you're running ads, like you have the whole ad manager side that's connected to the business hub, that's connected to all of your pages. Like it's a complicated web of Facebook and the business side of things, which is, I think, also another reason why people steer clear of it, because it's complicated.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And then they go and change it and make it more complicated.
But you can go in there and add a second admin, which means what?
Right. So you can go in and you can add a second admin to your page. So like, let's take Iconic Details for an example. Like you created
I have Ashley Rhoda or Ashley Lola Rhoda for my personal page. And then I built as my personal profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added a page for Iconic Details that represents my business. And I'm the admin on there, but I also added you as an admin.
Right.
What are the benefits of doing that? And why should somebody?
Well, and the real benefit of that is, in this case, had my photographer friend had me as an admin on her page, when she created her new profile, I could have, as the admin now, added her back to that page so she didn't lose it as an admin of that page.
Okay. So it's almost having like a emergency contact on the page or something, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So understanding that we would have that emergency contact, I also want to add that to the stand-up, double check. We have that on all the pages, but
I think we already did all of that like a while ago.
I was like, side note, since we're kind of working, but not working.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about this. So are you saying, as our business and marketing expert and strategist, are you saying that while it might be better and you get more traction and all of the things, at the end of the day, the moral and ethical thing is keep that shit off your personal pages?
Well, I mean,
sorry, I'm using the wrong term. Sorry, personal profile.
So, I mean, if you really read the Facebook terms and conditions, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can share your business stuff.
Now that's the thing. That's where I want people to see that, like, okay, maybe we all took a gut punch today and we're like, Ronnie said so I'm going to change this up. And now instead of posting to that personal page, which, by the way, here's also the golden lining of this, you can't actually schedule posts to your personal profile.
No.
So by doing this over to your business profile, it is more streamlined. It is more efficient because you could actually batch out your content for the month.
Correct.
And then when that post goes live and you're like, this is so juicy, I really need the traction, share it from the business page to your personal profile. And you're still having your cake and eating it too, but abiding by the rules. So this is kind of one of the rules that it's like, we all know, learn the rules and know how to break them. But in this sense, it's not really one we want to break. It's one we want to abide by. And I will own it. I'm currently cursing, or I'm cursed currently because that's interesting. I am cursed currently because I followed a mentor for the last year who said to do it the wrong way. There's a new word, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, and I think really, like, if you're thinking about your personal profile, like, it is personal to you. So if you ever notice, even on your personal profile, when you post things, I've noticed this, if I post a, cute photo of Olivia, or I do a whole like aerial thing that, by the way, I broke my arm yesterday, but
Broke my arm.
no, I mean, I didn't break my arm, but I'm not currently in a very comfortable mode right now. Like that stuff, like I can get 400 people to like it, right?
Yeah.
And if I mention Mimosa Hotline or work of some sort, like maybe 3, like you even
best advice on the planet for free, cricket.
Right.
And I'm like,
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of it, I think even when you're thinking about your personal profile, your work and your business, everybody has a job, like unless you're in your trophy wife and you don't, which by the way, I want to sign up for that job.
Job.
Like, I mean, it's just part of our lives. So I think they expect us to talk about our work and our business.
Yeah.
But not exclusively using it for business.
Right.
So I think that's where you get into to kind of like very strategically thinking about how can you share between the two so that you're making it a part of your life. You're talking about who you are and part of your life, but not violating their terms of like making it a business. Because I can't be a friend to a business. I'm a friend to a person. I can like a business. So if you think about your personal profile versus your business page, you think about, I can be a friend with a person.
Yeah.
I can like a business, but I can't be a friend with a business.
So, I mean, there's reason and there's method in this madness. So, okay. All we can do though, is today moving forward, have better practices. So we will be changing that up in iconic. I'm gonna make a personal note.
And I think the biggest takeaway in all of this is strategically thinking about securing things, right? Like find somebody that you really trust that they don't even have to work on it. Just make them an admin. So if something like this happened, you can get back in and you don't lose everything. You can at least
that
get
emergency contact that just in case. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway is have a second person, regardless of who it is, on everything you have on the platform. And the other thing I'll say to this is if you do have a business page and you have a business manager account, if you buy ads, you can get a lot more help than you can if you're just a person sitting out there. I have had that. Yeah, I have definitely had that. Like I've had people come to me and they're like, I can't get Facebook to help me with anything. And then because I buy ads for me and my clients, I get on my, the business stuff and I can have an answer in like 10 minutes. And they're like, how do you do that? I'm like, I spend money with them. Like, of course they're going to give me help. So,
but another reason to know you and connect with you.
Right.
Hopefully I hope that no one ever connects with you in this moment because then they would really need you, but in the ways that aren't so traumatic.
Right. So, I mean, so that is the Facebook platform and that's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
She also at the exact same day had her business Instagram hacked as well.
Well, I mean, once they have the password, usually all the passwords are the same. So
right. So now Instagram does not work that way. Like you don't have a second admin on Instagram. But the way to really secure your Instagram is you must go in and turn on two-factor authentication. That thing. I have a hangover. Words are hard.
Authentication.
Thank you.
I usually don't laugh at you. It's usually
no.
That one was at you.
You should. It's self-induced, trust me. You should laugh.
But I love it though. It's good. Hey, you still showed up. You put your lipstick on. You looking fab, and you are making it happen. And you're sharing your smarts today, so it's okay.
So I was just gonna say, like this now, even though it happened on Facebook, it also happened on Instagram. But you really do kind of need to look at all of your platforms and go, how can I secure them a little bit better?
Yeah, and just do it right.
And so. In her case, I suspect what happened is she did get hacked. Her personal profile got hacked. They violated the terms once she got hacked, right?
Right.
Now, in the case of my other friend a few years ago, I don't think she got hacked. I think she violated the terms. And
It was
they,
still, we're all learning. And I think, again, even today, if somebody's never heard this before, it's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, now you know, now you can do that. But in the instance that and you're doing it, like me currently, you're taking a risk. Change it.
I
so
mean,
we will. That's why we're looking into the scheduling software. That's why we're doing the things that we're doing. And that's why at least me specifically, that was one of my goals for 2023, right? That's this year. Yeah, cool. 2023 was, I really wanted to up my game and be more of an agency, not just an entrepreneur. I wanted to kind of skip a few steps. I wanted to go from entrepreneur to CEO to agency. And there's been a lot of things, and definitely you have taught me so much. Thank you so much for everything that you're helping just inject into the business. I will say though, the postmortem, I would like to just know. That's a hard stop no. So apparently in the corporate world, in order to just do a review of something that you've done, you have to call it postmortem. What type of mindset is that? Like, everything you do is a death that you want to review? Like, no, that's not coming in here.
It's a software thing. Like, we would, when I worked for the software company, we would have a project, and they're normally like big projects, like 6-month projects. You get to the end of the project and you have to review like what worked well, what didn't, what did we learn, and it's called a postmortem. Because you're done. Like, it's
all the things. It's the way that we say things, it's like your to-do list versus your to-done list, or your KPI or your success planner. Is it your postmortem or your like victory lap? I'd like to call them victory laps.
Okay. I'm totally fine with that. It's totally fine. But
Angie says, actually I've missed a few, sorry. So Edie is off helping a client. Awesome.
You go, girl.
Kathleen says, good discussion. Thank you. Angie says, I'm new to the world of social media. Good information. Thank you. Other than Facebook and Instagram, is there another up and coming platform to be on?
Well, so this actually is hot in the news right now. And if you've been watching us for a while, we had a conversation probably maybe 2 months ago about the government banning TikTok on government issued devices. There is currently now the CEO of TikTok is sitting at Congress right this moment testifying because Congress wants to ban TikTok from everybody in the United States.
Wow.
Right.
I actually got goosebumps on that one. Like, that's straight up goosebumps. Wow.
And the reasoning is that it's owned by their parent company is a Chinese company called DanceBite, who has a bunch of social media companies. And the reasoning is it's a security issue because it's the Chinese and they're spying on us through TikTok. And there is zero evidence of that. There's no case of it. So I would say that that's the new emerging social media until it goes away. And the United States government tells us we can't have it.
I heard of a new one this morning. I don't know, not slap face, but it sounds something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I've heard of a new one.
Slapper? I don't know. It's something. There was a new one that I saw. Actually, our fellow podcast with Crystal Tosh and Amy. Sorry, Amy, totally no idea your last name right now, but they have their podcast and they were talking, she had just set up a new profile and they were doing that. We can get that back to you, Angie, but no, I don't think it's always about, I'm going to speak to this. I'm not marketing expert here, but here's my 2 cents on it. I don't think it's always new, better, next. It's working with what you have, nurturing it and going deeper on it. Yes, maybe people have already been there, done that, but they're used to it. So it's not trying. I mean, yes, there's the strategy of getting there first to market, but there's also the like quality over quantity or quantity over quality
Right.
approach. And I would say, you know, don't worry about new and next that you're going to have a learning curve. Use what you have, Facebook and Instagram, and go deeper and wider and more potent on it. We had an episode about this a long time ago about more is not always best, but using what you have. So my 2 cents as a brander would be, I don't want you going more because it's just more things to do, more posts to make, more repostings and all of the things. I would say, how could you do Facebook and Instagram better?
Well, and I mean, as the marketer,
Yeah.
as the marketing person, you and I just went through this exercise of who is your target audience?
Yeah.
Where are they at? Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we narrowed down what we were going, I can give you the stats on all of them, right? Like I can tell you the demographics of who are on Facebook. I can tell you the demographics and the pros and cons of who are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them. Like I'm a huge Pinterest fan. Like I can give you a
shameless plug. If somebody wants to know this, go do a strategy call with Ronnie, or go and set up a BYOB with us for literally $250.
Right.
We're not breaking your bank to share this information specific for you and your audience. But that being said,
yeah, it's one of those, like we can go over all of them, the pros and cons of each one, the demographics of the people that are there. But at the end of the day, who is your target?
Yeah.
What do you know about them? Where are they? Like, you know, and we just went through that exercise of like really honing in on who the target is and where are their eyeballs throughout the day.
Absolutely.
And what are, like, how are they using that platform? You know, particularly with social media, I tell people the thing about social media that's so hard is you have to interrupt the scroll. It's interruption marketing, which is like what TV ads do. You have to interrupt what somebody's doing. And it has to be phenomenal for you to actually get their attention because you have to interrupt what they're doing.
Of a presence and a personality. People are looking to you to like check in what you're doing that day or have something that's so new. Angie, was that helpful? Do you agree, disagree? By the way, you don't even have to agree with us. You can be like, F both of you, I'm going to this place. Like by all means. But, did that help answer a question, or do you have follow-up questions for us too? Please put that in the comment. I'm going to give her a moment to type in because there is a baby delay for us.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I want to check in on that because I think we came up with 3 specifics for me, I remember, but we need to review that because I was like, but a big thing too for us has been simplifying, you know, and getting a scheduling tool. That's why I'm gut punched about having to give up my personal profile being a distribution channel, but honestly, the simplicity of having it scheduled and like intentionally organic too is going to be in there. But I decided I want to have my cake and eat it too. There is base content that I would love. Well, it has not happened to this date. Watch it come out now. There's base content I would love to be sharing on a monthly basis, just information I want to have going out into the world that will be scheduled. But then there's also the things that come up like yesterday, me getting stuck on a project and needing to hop in the shower to clarify what my freaking idea was, and then popping out, being in a towel and being like, got it. You know, there's organic things too. So finding that balance of what works for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Angie says, we've got tons. Okay. Hi, ladies. Angie says, it was helpful. I'll go back and look for the previous episode. Yeah.
I would have to remember which one that is.
The ones on the platforms and all the things, or Angie, like no pressure, just call her. Like it's gonna be like just you could learn it all, or you could take an hour and get it specified to you. Like that would be the thing. That was wild to see you post in the towel picture. I know. You're welcome. Now you've officially seen me naked. That's what I really wanted the capture to be. Like, now that you've seen me naked, which I wasn't naked, I was just had a towel on my head and whatever. I thought it was really funny. Anyways,
hey, sex sells,
I also,
man.
nobody seemed to like or engage with it. I think they were kind of afraid because like, I was like, come on guys. But I thought 2 things. 1, I thought, oh my God, I've got bare shoulders. Oh no. 2, I thought, are people going to question that I'm wearing my glasses? Cause no, I don't wear glasses in the shower, but like I'd put them on with the towel and things. I was like, nobody caught that. So isn't it also funny what we think people's response will be, but what the actual response would be? And then I thought I'd be like a cute dog dog picture where finally everybody would comment on the damn thing. No, even getting naked is not going to get a response from people. Great. Not
well, and it's so funny because I did that podcast interview, like 2 episodes ago that you had Violetta sub for me. And in that that interview, our after conversation, we dove into like, does sex sell?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally.
You know, like, so that's kind of my rule of thumb. Sex sells, babies and dogs.
Yeah. I don't know about the babies part.
Well, from a marketing perspective, like people like babies.
Okay. Kathleen also says, do you recommend engaging in social media to understand it better? Yeah. I have a confession. This morning I was doing the whole post and run thing, which, can we all get real honest and open up a confessional right now? How many of you are actually like on social media where like you're commenting on your friend's post, just even a friend's wedding or a death? Like, I have horrible news we got in my community. A grandbaby has passed away, like that. And like, are you there for just the bad? Are you there for the good? Like, are you actually engaging in these things? Warning, you're about to have company. So Angie says, I'd rather come visit Ronnie in Charleston. I'll buy the Bloody Marys. This is a good community. Thank you, Angie. But let's be honest, how many of us are just posting and running? Like, we're not actually engaging with people. God forbid you engage with your own customers' content, like, be there for them, or engage in groups or engage in networks. Like, I don't know. Are we really all just posting and running and expecting it to result in engagement?
Guilty.
I mean, I think our guilty should, for the Mimosa hotline, I feel like we should be summoned to take shots when guilty, like shot.
I mean, if I'm
like a drinking game, like every time you're doing it wrong, take a shot. God, we would get great.
I mean, well, I think it just goes to show, like, we don't do it perfect either.
No.
We're in the same boat as everybody else. Yes, we're experts. Yes, I can tell you how to do it. Do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
And but
very interesting.
It is. I mean, we post and run. I do it. If we run out of time, I mean, I think that's, one of my biggest problems is, plus what I schedule so much posts. We're going to start that for you, but I schedule just about everything that's a post. Now, then I might go and then share it in other places, and that's in real time. But I use the time optimization. So like, it might post at 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm in the middle of a client stand up. Like, I'm not, so it's hard to do because of time and scheduling. And
I think this is an interesting feature. Two things I want to say, but Angie first. So Angie says, call me old school, but we were always taught to keep our personal lives out of business. And then Angie says, LOL, Ashley would be taking shots of tea. Oh no, I wouldn't. I'll do shots, just not tequila. Tequila and I met in college. We had a wild time together, and now I cannot drink tequila, but I will take a shot of pretty much anything else. Absolutely, hand it over. But yeah, shot of tea. This is actually tea this morning. Can you see it? They're my tea. I only have like 1 sip left, so
I don't know. I have like 2 sips of my coffee left.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers to doing it wrong and knowing how to do it right.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I think this is the thing though. Like, okay, so the other thing I wanted to say was, I may not engage on social media the way that I'm supposed to, in the sense that, no, I don't have, and here's the thing, I've even been taught where you can make a friends list of all of your clients, or a segmented list, and then you're going in and commenting on them and yada, yada. Like, do I know how, or could I do it? Absolutely. Am I currently posting and running? Yes, because I'm doing other shit. But where I do it, I said do, is networking in person. Y'all know Angie, hi, we had this. Violetta on the replay, we had this. Kathleen, we talk all the time. Ronnie, you poor thing, are stuck with me messaging you like daily. We have this. I'm more proud of myself for building the one-to-one relationships that I've built. ED2, hi. Then I give 2 shits about, did I comment on any of your last posts. No. Yeah. So Edie says PWCC. Yeah. Shout out to that. Shout out Professional Women's Club of Chicago. All of you ladies should fly in and come with us one day. But I care more about in-person relationship and when I am with somebody one-on-one, then I care about having a ton of followers. Now, that being said, though, I am realizing it's going to be a slower process than if I had 10,000 people and I'm spraying and praying and I'm leaving my message out there and the right people stands up because my copy's so perfect and yada, yada. Well, I don't know. What if I just became me, shared what I want to share, and when it's right and the opportunity presents, then I'll say it. Yes. Now, is this going to keep me like a slow little turtle? Absolutely. But whatever book I just read, and I can't remember which, yes, I can, Pivot to Purpose by Rebecca, somebody, right? She was talking about how in the end, the hare is the one that wins. Nope, I just lied to you. The tortoise is the one that wins. I would like to invoke a blonde hangover. That wasn't even a thing. That was like, gah. Anyhow, you get what I mean. You know what I said. It wasn't right. So whatever.
Yeah.
Anywho, I mean, yeah. So that's the thing though. Like, I also know on Instagram, I was kind of embarrassed the other day. I realized I only have like let's say 700 followers on Instagram. But you know what? I know every single one of them. I know all of them. And that means more to me. I don't know. So I'm me.
I mean, social media is like this elephant in the room that everybody wants to talk about. It's huge and it's like stomping through a china shop, right? Like, and there's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. There's facts to help you figure out what's your right way and your wrong way to do it. And I think that it's so big, it's hard to figure out.
Yeah.
And every guru out there tells you have to do all of it.
Yeah.
And now you've just created a full-time job for yourself.
Yeah, being a social media manager for
being
yourself.
a social,
God
being
forbid
a social
you make any
right.
sales, build the business, have client meetings. Oh,
and
no.
actually do your work, you know,
Yeah.
like
so the ladies are all chiming in. Thank you, Angie. It is Kristen Boss. Pivot to Purpose is by Kristen Boss. You are correct. Thank you for that. Kathleen says building your brand takes time. Yeah, but so just building your business and brand. Yes, both is correct. But yeah, it takes time. We have to be patient. And then Edie says, you mean you don't have 7 Captain Bill Jones Russian bots following you? No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, I do. I do.
I don't think I do. I don't know.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I have lots of those.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm good at? Blocking. I block quickly. Like, okay, how many of you do that? Well, we all have this. You know, when you put something into your stories and you can see like Sexy Juices Gone Wild liked your post or followed it, I instantly go and I will block it. Even if it's just a view of it, I just block it fast. Like the good news too, I only have so little little views. I think it's like 50 at the most that I'll see people viewed. So I just block them. Someday when I have millions, that won't be the case and I'll have all the bots, but details. Kathleen says, but don't we want thousands of people on Mimosa Hotline? Well, yes. But why can't we start out as an intimate soiree where then everybody is like, this is so good. I need to tell a friend and a friend and a friend and the word of mouth. Absolutely. We all want the thousands, but I don't know. What do you say?
I think that, so my first comment on this is marketing is a long-term strategy. We want it to be short-term. We want a quick win from it. But at the end of the day, marketing is a long-term strategy. So you got to put the time in. 2, when it comes to social media, yes, you need to be social on it. And I think it depends on your business and who your target is. So like, this is one of those things that every guru out there is trying to put you into the same dick funnel that we're all like fed, in that you've got to have millions on your social media. You've got to be an influencer. You got to do all of these things, when in actuality, like for you, because your business is so intimate and you work with your clients that way, it makes sense that you do that with your Instagram.
Mhm.
With Mimosa Hotline, we want it's quality over quantity, right? So I think it's very dependent on your business and like your brand and your strategy. That's where you really need to like sit down and think about it yourself, or work with somebody like you or me to hone in on what is my strategy for this.
Yeah. I mean, are you quantity? My dad used to say this, so I only say that now as like a warning sign, but he used to say, Ashley, you're either the masses, classes, and asses wanting to work with everybody, or you're the quality man that people know, like, and trust. Now, mind you, that is like 80-year-old wisdom, but it's still relevant. And to each their own. If you want to be,
100%.
you know, I mean, there's so many different things. I actually think, I think Mimosa Hotline is quantity. We want everyone and we want to be that. There's still quality in it, but Iconic Details 100% is quality over quantity.
Yes.
Now, it's a slow game, and I'm going to have to work on other strategies because, okay, great. I'm not looking to spray and pray. I'm not looking to do all these things. So what's my way to make sure I am getting in front of my clients and have profit coming in the door and can do all of these things? But it's going to look very different from the, Shein master ad, whatever it might be.
Well, and I'm going to like bring this, because I know we're on time, but I'm going to bring it full circle back around to where we started with branding and doing values, vision, and mission. And I think that
like I pay you to say these things.
I know, right? And I think, we're kind of bringing this now back full circle. And I think like that very foundational piece of your business and who you are now, like I would love to see, I recently just talked to somebody on a strategy call that we're going to work together, but I would actually love to see her come see you first and then come see me, because now I can give her better strategy on how she needs to work in social media and all of her marketing strategy, because that's the foundation of her business, right? And so I think that's why working with you and on the things that you work with is so important on this like ground level, that everything else now comes easy.
I can't tell you how many of my partner relationships say that. So photographers say, Ashley, I can take a beautiful picture of an ugly outfit, but that does no one any good. Having you style them and have it on brand and have them, presenting the image that they're trying to capture. Now that does something. Marketers will say this too, like, what's the phrase? If you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. This is where it's like, if you know you and you know your way, then it's like when you're given a list of 1,000 options that would give anyone decision fatigue, you can be like, oh no, that one, that's me. I always think of this. Okay. I know we're running over. Sorry, everybody. If you have to leave us, that's fine. But one final thing. And Kathleen says, good points, good points. Is how many times do you go into a store like TJ Maxx or anything that has a lot of stock on the shelves, and you're trying to find a gift for somebody, and you're going through and it's just like overwhelming because you don't know them that well. I have a friend, it's her birthday on April 9th, and I am trying to find a gift and I don't really know her that well. So it's like everything's kind of an option. But then if I were to shop for you for your birthday gift, I'm like, nope, I know exactly what I need. So it's having that established, just another way of saying the same thing, but that is so vital. So I think I'm going to try and actually let us just be on time for once. 3 minutes over. We're okay.
No, we're good.
Thank you, everyone who joined us live. Shout out to Angie, Edie, Kathleen. So great to have all of you. Yes. Those of you watching on the replay, hello, Violetta. We know you're there. Anyone watching on the replay, please use this bar, pull your seat up. Use it to ask us questions, follow-ups, questions, comments, concerns. You also have the hotline number. Make sure that you call into that if you want to be a little bit more anonymous or whatever you want to do over there. You can leave us 24/7 voicemails. When you're up at 2 a.m., really wishing that you had somebody to just vent to. That's why we created this. We will have a very exciting announcement next week, which we will tell you all about. Until then, again, go follow this girl. She's absolutely amazing. RonnieBartles.com. Get on her strategy calls. Follow her on her social medias. You might want to do the same.
I mean, let's just plug a BYOB, like even come on the show and let us do this for you. Or
So two ways.
we got two
BYOB
ways.
is bring your own business, bring your own booze. And if you want, if you're willing to be vulnerable and live with us and share on an episode, it's completely free, complimentary, nothing. You just get free advice from us. So Angie, if you wanted to hop on here and talk about your social media platforms and literally not have to spend hours wasted on doing research, you could do that. Or if you're like, ladies, I appreciate you, but I'm a little personal. I don't want to be out there like that. All you have to do is $250 an hour with both of us on a call is available as well. So if you're interested in that, message us, let us know. We're here to support you. But guys, if you're like, I really want to work with you, but it feels so expensive, I don't want to hear it because I just said free.
Right.
Angie says, I'd love to. Perfect. Okay. So Angie, I'm going to ask that you message one of us after this. Just let us know if you want to be live or on a private one, or if you want to put it in the comments, then it's out there. We will definitely have room and make time for you. All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. And have fun. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.